I'm Mary McMartin, and welcome to the Hocking Hills podcast. I am here today with our guest, who's general manager of the Don Wood Jeep dealership in Rockbridge, which is adjacent to Hocking Hills. And I'm here with my partner and co-host, Michelle Motter. Nick, can you tell us how you came to be working at Don Wood, some more background about the dealership? And you look awfully young to be a general manager, but congratulations. It must be a great company to work for, and they're promoting within.
Yeah, so obviously thank you for that. Part of it for me is I've been in Athens my whole life. Grew up here, went to high school here. I've been very fortunate to know the Wood family, played sports with some of their kids. So that is one of the appeals to working here, especially is, the owners are very involved, and they're involved in the community. Also part of why we're involved in the Jeep run is because there's a ton of value in that. And then also the dealership, obviously we have 3 stores in Athens, and then we have the 2 up here. So this one has been here for about 5 years. We were in downtown Logan for 2-3 years, and then we built this new location here on 33. We've been here for about 2 years, and we've really enjoyed being able to be plugged into Rockbridge and the community here, and finding ways to give back. Obviously that's something that we really enjoy doing.
Well, we're grateful that you gave back by helping the Hocking Hills podcast sponsor the Jeep Run.
Absolutely.
And we too, Michelle and I, as business owners and entrepreneurs and loving the community, we've been really grateful for your presence here. This big, physical, beautiful dealership right on 33, our main thoroughfare, is great for many reasons to have you here, not just the economic development and employment, but we're grateful for your presence here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about actual sales in terms of new cars, used cars, what you're selling here, as well as the all-important question to Jeepers is how long does it take to get delivery? My partner, Michelle, I know she placed an order here too, shameless plug, but she placed an order for a brand new 2022 Gladiator and is kind of waiting on that. So we just love to get some insight on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that is interesting about, obviously everybody's aware of COVID and what has happened, is normally under normal circumstances, it's about 6 to 8 weeks to do what's called a sold order. So that would be you come in, you sit down with me, and we build your exact vehicle colors, all your options, all the things you want, and got your name on it. Your window sticker will say your name, and there's a lot of little small nuances that happen that are also really cool and nice special touches. But so we don't sell as many new cars as we would like, but that's also because, like everywhere, there aren't as many new cars to be had. So in that sense, used cars is picked up because of that as well. But here in Southeast Ohio, we sell a lot of Jeeps. There's a lot of Wranglers that get sold, a lot of Gladiators that get sold, and then a lot of diesel trucks. So those are kind of the mainstay for us in terms of sales and what that looks like.
Okay, good. That's nice to know what's coming out of here. Thanks for that background. Nick, can you tell us about the dealership in terms of all the services you offer, the OEM parts and all the different brands of cars and the important service areas that you've got?
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, we have 5 dealerships, and so that's going to be Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, which is where we're at. We have a Chevy, Buick, Cadillac dealership. We have a Ford and Lincoln dealership, Toyota, and a Hyundai. And those 3, the last 3 are in Athens. And then we also have a Polaris Razor dealership as well. And so, we can service all of those vehicles when they're under factory warranty, and we're happy to do those things. We also all of those stores offer full service, so that's going to be anywhere from oil change to engine or transmission replacements, kind of a full spectrum in that sense. And then we also have a collision body shop down in Athens, so if your vehicle is in an accident, you need a lot of work done to it, that's a place you can take it as well. So kind of all of the services that we can offer, we do that. And we work on cars that aren't the own brands. We've worked on, Kias and, all the different makes and models. We're still familiar with all of those, so we can still help. I don't know much about a Lamborghini, but, I'm sure we can get something figured out if somebody had questions.
Good. And we're just exactly 30 miles, I think, from your dealerships in Athens, aren't we?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially with the bypass. I actually live in Athens and drive up here, so for me, it's just hop on the bypass. It's like 30
Right.
minutes, so
Yeah,
super
that's
easy.
that bypass was really a blessing. So
Yes.
for all of us that are here or going down there, thank you. We know you're a Jeep owner yourself. What do you own, and have you ever been ducked?
So I do not own a Wrangler, so I have not been ducked. But our finance manager Jody has a couple Wranglers, and she has been ducked. So I'm very familiar with what it is and what it looks like. Obviously, again, we deal with a lot of people that have Wranglers. I am a Jeep owner, so I own one of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee L's. Bought that a couple days ago, so I'm excited and happy about that. But won't be getting ducked, but that's okay.
The duck phenomena is really incredible. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because when I was learning about it some time ago, and then this Jeep Run idea came up with my partner Michelle, we looked seriously into hosting this down here. I really learned about the Duck Duck Jeep and that phenomena, and I can't believe it's only 2 years old.
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons that is so popular and so successful is partly due to Jeeps and the culture that there is. So most vehicles, when you buy them, it's, hey, it's like not a knock on a Camry, but you buy a Camry and here's my car and it's very functional. When you buy a Jeep, there's so much stuff that's done to a Jeep, whether that's putting wheels and tires on it, whether that's painting it a different color or aftermarket bumpers. There's a plethora of things that you can do to personalize your vehicle to say, hey, this is mine and this is my twist on what I think this car is. And so I think part of the duck duck phenomenon comes from people wanting to say, wow, that's really cool. That looks awesome. Maybe I need to do some of that to my Jeep. And so I think it's a really small, kind of cool, unique way that people kind of get to separate themselves, but also say, wow, you did a great job. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, it is really conveyed the power of the brand, I think. I've never been a Jeep owner, but I know that the options for personalization and that people take to deck out their Jeeps is phenomenal too. And can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so kind of starting off what I was talking on earlier, there not only are a plethora of things that you can do, but there's also a plethora of places you can go to get those things done. Trail West is a really big one, is kind of specialized in upfitting vehicles and doing really cool options. And then there's also things you can get done from essentially from the manufacturer. So we partner with a company called Rocky Ridge, and think of it as getting something done that's the manufacturer says okay, because one of the things you have to be aware of is when you put big wheels and tires and lift and do a lot of stuff to your vehicle, manufacturer isn't really going to be too keen on if something happens. They're not going to cover that because you've made modifications. What's cool about Rocky Ridge, the company we partnered with, is they put lifts and wheels and tires and winches and all these sort of things. And since they're partnered with the manufacturer, it doesn't void your warranty. So that's part of a big appeal that something like a Rocky Ridge Jeep would have, is you get to have the looks and all the things you want on your vehicle without having to worry about being out if something were to happen to your vehicle.
Right. When we were up at the annual Jeep Fest in Toledo, it was amazing to see all the customized grills and just everything. It's really spectacular.
Yeah, and again, I think just like anything in life, if you want to go above and beyond and really have the coolest and the most unique, there's always a place for that. And there's whether you're getting your vehicle wrapped, whether you're getting, I have a friend that got half of her Jeep Rhino lined in black and the other half in red and got this really cool aggressive grille, and she loves it, and it's a really sharp looking Jeep, and I'm sure that there's not another one like it. And that's part of the appeal, is to say, hey, I have something, it's my own, and I'm not going to see anything like it.
Right. We really see that passion. It's really going to be on display, we think, here too, next weekend on October 1st and 2nd. As I mentioned earlier, my partner Michelle has a 2022 Gladiator on order with you. Can you give us any insight, even though maybe she shouldn't be hearing this, that when that's coming in for her?
So I have made a couple calls to my rep from Chrysler to try to get some more nailed down dates. I don't have anything set in stone yet. I'm trying to pull as many strings as I can to get it here as soon as possible. I know she's really itching to have it. So fortunately, I don't have a specific date, but I'm trying to get it here as soon as possible.
We have a backup just in case it's not here by October 1st when our Jeep run starts, but thanks for that update. Well, it's the first time that Michelle and I in the Hocking Hills podcast have sponsored this Jeep run, but we're not originating it. So you were a sponsor 2 years ago, and how did you originally get involved with it?
Yeah, so we first started getting involved when the hospital reached out to us. Obviously, kind of made sense, Jeep run, Jeep dealership, so they reached out to us, and obviously, we were more than happy to be a sponsor and help in that. And then we also had a couple people volunteer to be in the Jeep run. Like I said, Jody, one of our employees here, has a couple Jeeps, and so she was chomping at the bit to be a part of that and get to ride in that. And I know that was something she really enjoyed and really looked forward to. So for us, it's something that we really like to be a part of, and kind of kills maybe two birds with one stone. Yeah, we get to talk to some people that are interested in Jeeps, and then we get to support a good cause. So I mean, really can't find a better combination than that.
Right, giving back, and we're really grateful again for your support.
Mm-hmm.
I know all of our Jeeps will be driving by as we're going to and from the Hocking Hills Flea Market, which happens to be the #1 Hocking Hills shopping destination, and it's located right next door here. Mm-hmm. So we'll be looking for all that you have and displays and grateful for it again. Hopefully we'll be driving some people to come in here.
Yeah, so obviously for us, one of the things that we want to make sure is everybody's going to be driving by, they're going to be looking and seeing as they drive by the dealership, what do we have? So obviously we're going to make sure that we have all of our Jeeps and Gladiators, and anything that we've kind of decked out will be right on the front, so that as you're passing by on 33, you'll be able to see that. And then hopefully you won't be able to see our Rocky Ridge Wrangler because it's been sold, but if it hasn't, it'll be at the launch and the landing spot for the run for everybody to see and kind of get in and look at and see if maybe there's something that one has that they'd like to do to their Jeep, or maybe just spark some interest.
That Jeep is in our background here. You want to tell us any more about that?
Yeah, I'm happy to. So the obvious thing that you see first is it's got wheels and tires. It's got I want to say it's a 3-inch Fox lift on it. It's got 35s, and then obviously the aftermarket black wheels. It has aftermarket leather that's been stitched. I think it's got the blue accents on it as well. It's got the Rocky Ridge emblems in the headrest. And then one of the things that's really cool that I like that Rocky Ridge does is the dash that normally would be red on a Rubicon or something like that. They have matched to the exterior color, so when you get in, it has a really cool white dash. And obviously you got the aftermarket bumper with a winch. So a lot of unique things have been done to it. And part of the thing that's really nice about that one is it's a real suspension body lift, so it drives really, really nice, especially for the wheels and tires. You kind of wouldn't expect that, but the ride quality on that is really, really nice.
Great. So more like a car than a truck.
Yes, you don't feel the wheels and tires are not as loud. Everything's quiet. You can tell that it's been done the right way.
It's really beautiful, and if it's here on next weekend, we'll know that it's still available.
Still waiting for an owner.
Rocky Ridge that you've mentioned as your partner, they are very well known, and I thought maybe tell us a little bit more about them and the brands that they work on of yours, many brands, and audience might like to know a little bit more about that resource.
Yeah, so Rocky Ridge is a great company that we've partnered with. They not only do Jeeps, they do 1500s, 2500s, diesel trucks, kind of all of that, and they partnered with OEMs, and we happen to have the 3 that they've partnered with, so that's going to be Ram and Jeep, so they partnered with them, then they partnered with Ford and Chevy. So all 3, we have the ability to sell all 3 of those because we have all of those manufacturers. So, part of what's really great is they offer the ability to get things done that you don't have to worry about. It's already been done, it's all taken care of, that it's done right. And you're going to make sure that you have the best parts, and your vehicle is going to be calibrated. You don't have to worry about speedometers and kind of all the small knick-knack stuff. But for some people, they do like to do that stuff on their own, and we also work with people all the time that we order wheels and tires for them. We help them figure out the lift that they want. So we're happy to help customers, whether it's getting something from Rocky Ridge and it's all done, or maybe they want to do some of it their own or a little more customization. We're happy to help in either way and kind of help them create the vehicle and their inspiration they're looking for, we're happy to help in either way.
The added value there is you're referring people and your customers to them is it doesn't void the warranty.
Yeah. So
that's really critical.
Yeah, so part of the kind of catch-22 sometimes that happens is people want, a really cool looking Jeep and it's just 4 or 5 inch lift and big wheels and tires, and then they say, well, is this going to void my warranty? And I said, well, it's going to. Chrysler's not going to cover something because of that, but that's where kind of a happy medium comes in with something like Rocky Ridge, is you get to have the look and the desire and some of the things that you'd want done aftermarket, but knowing that you can come to a dealership and they're going to be willing to take care of some of the stuff that might be going on.
Good. As we've said, the Jeep owner is really this super passionate person and or family, and they want to have uniqueness in their design of their Jeep and vehicle. We have heard through the grapevine on the QT that there is a local vendor here in Logan that is wrapping at least 6 Jeeps for the event. So we are expecting to have, some spectacular vehicles and really unique designs and fun things they're doing that we think will, really inspire people. And hopefully will inspire them to come to Don Wood too.
Yeah, I think part of what is so cool about, especially wraps or customization done to vehicles, is it's not always permanent. If you get wheels and tires, you can always change them out. You can get a wrap done one way and say, oh, I want to get it wrapped another way this time. So when you choose to do things like that, it's not set in stone. And so just as you're changing, or your life's changing, or your family's changing, you want to change something up, you can do that too. So that's one of the things that's really cool about that stuff.
One of the things that we're having at part of the event is the top 3 designs. So we're excited to see who wins that. We hope that gets lots of coverage, and Michelle and I will be, promoting that after the fact.
Yeah, I think what'll be really cool to see is there's a lot of passionate people that I'm sure you guys have already run across. There's a lot of passionate people, and so I'm sure when it comes to customization and personalization and what looks the best or who's done the most, I'm sure you guys will be surprised with what you see. We've seen a lot here that's definitely opened some eyes for us too.
We think it's going to be a lot of fun. Nick, it's been great to meet you, and thank you so much for your time and generosity this morning. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us or showcase about Don Wood?
Yeah, first off, I'm really happy you guys asked me to be on here. I'm more than happy to talk about Jeeps and what the Jeep Run has done and what that looks like. I think for us, the biggest thing that I would like people to know is for us, obviously, we love meeting people, and anybody that's passionate about Jeeps is somebody that we would love to meet. But for us, the biggest thing is that we get to help a great cause. I think so often it's easy for us to get wrapped up in day-to-day life and coming to work and selling stuff, that we just forget how important it is to take a step back and, how much fun it is and how great it is to help other people in a cause that's bigger than, selling cars or, doing something like that. So for us, I think that's the biggest thing, is that we get to help a great cause and meet some great people. So, for us, that's really a win-win.
It is, and we are really gratified because from the genesis of this idea and Michelle's idea to take it over and to sponsor this for the benefit of the Hocking Valley Community Hospital, that we are excited to tell you and our audience that we have 150 Jeeps all registered, which is the maximum that we were able to allow, and we have over 300 people participating, so we're bringing some great programming and people to the community from as 6 states and all over our state. We want to thank our special guest today, General Manager of the Rockbridge location of Don Wood Automotive Group, Nick Fisher. And we want to thank our audience for being with us today. And we hope to see you on October 1st and 2nd at the Hocking Hills Jeep Run. And safe travels.